I remember the sound of the wind before the chains. The wind moved through the tall grass like it was whispering secrets to the earth. That morning felt like any other. The sun rose slowly, stretching gold across the sky, warming the red soil beneath my feet. My name is Kofi. Before I became a number, before I became cargo, before I became property, I was Kofi, son of Abina and Kojo, brother, hunter, storyteller. I used to race my little sister Amina down to the river. She was faster than me most days, even though she was smaller. She would laugh when she won. That loud laugh made birds scatter from the trees. That morning she beat me again. And then that was the last time I ever saw her smile. It started with silence, not the peaceful kind, the wrong kind. The birds stopped, then the goats, then even the wind seemed to hold its breath. My father felt it before I did. He stood still, head tilted slightly, listening to something that I could not yet hear. His jaw tightened. His hands moved slowly toward the spear resting against our hut, and then the crack of something unnatural split the air. A sound like thunder, but closer, harder. Men poured from the edge of the trees, not from our land, not from any village I knew. Some were African like us, but armed differently, hardened faces, paid in something worse than money. Behind them was pale men with skin like bones and eyes that did not see us as people. Fire followed them. Screams followed the fire. My father pushed me towards the back of the hut. "Run," he said. I had never heard fear in his voice before. I grabbed my sister's arm and ran. We didn't think, we just ran. Smoke filled my lungs. The world turned red and black, and noise. I heard my mother scream my name. I turned. That was my mistake. A hand struck me across the head. The ground rushed up to meet me. My ears rang like metal being struck. When my vision cleared, I was on my knees. My sister was gone. My hands were tied before I could understand what was happening. Rough rope cutting into skin. Someone forced my head down. All around me, others was being dragged the same way. Old men, young boys, mothers. The village that stood for generations was collapsing into ash. I searched for my father. I found him. He was on the ground. He wasn't moving. They marched up for hours, maybe days. Time became something slippery. The sun burned us in the day. The cold wrapped around us at night. If you fell, you was beaten. The ropes connecting our necks felt tighter with every step. We were no longer walking as people. We were being herded. At some point, I stopped crying, not because I wasn't afraid, but because fear needs hope to breathe, and I did not know if hope still existed. Then we reached the coast. I'd never seen so much water in my life. It stretched endlessly, swallowing the horizon. And sitting on the water was a monster, a wooden beast with wings made of cloth, larger than anything built by human hands in my world. The pale man smiled when they saw it. We were lined up and inspected like livestock, mouths pried open, arms squeezed, teeth checked. One of them grabbed my chin and turned my face left and right. "Strong," he said, "strong." That word used to make us proud. Now it felt like a sentence. They burned something into my arm of the man beside me. The smell of flesh filled the air. I didn't scream when they mocked me. I refused to give them that. They pushed me towards the belly of the ship. I looked back one time. The shoreline was already fading between tears I would not let fall. I didn't know where we was going. I didn't know if my sister was alive. I didn't know if the sun would ever feel warm again. But as the darkness swallowed me beneath that ship, I made a promise. If I survived this, if I lived long enough to see another sunrise, they would not erase my name. My name is Kofi, and that's where my story ends.